I put record.
Hi, Anesta.
Hi. Hi.
Hey, did I come in this panelist? I just want to make sure. Is this panelist or attendee?
Yes, it's panelist. You are in the right place.
Oh, wait, we're live already. Okay.
Yeah. We're going live. And so, ladies and gentlemen, let's start. Welcome to our Unicorn Battle in Canada. And I'm very excited to greet you today at this event. And so let's start, and let me introduce my colleague Julia. She's Chief Operating Officer of Unicorn Cup, and she will tell us about our company and our events overall. Julia.
Thank you, Anastasia. It's a great pleasure to be here today in Canada. Though virtually, but under the circumstances, it's a great opportunity to travel globally and to organize Unicorn Battle in Canada. So we are thanks our sponsors, our global platinum sponsor, Network VC California Seed Fund, and our global golden sponsor, ICU Ventures. ICU Ventures is a Kiev and London-based venture capital fund that invests in technology companies with ties to Central and Eastern Europe, focused on helping ambitious founders build global businesses. ICU Ventures makes late seed and Series A investments across the tech spectrum. And we are thankful to our global silver sponsor, Silicon Valley Syndicate Club. So I would like to pay your attention that the winner of today's Unicorn Battle in Canada, together with the winners of all our preliminary events, will join us at Unicorn Cup Finals. So it will be 3 days of pitches. Special day for Asian audience on Hong Kong time, special day for European audience on London time zone, and American day as well on New York time zone. So please join us in this gala event. So during this season, we conducted events online in 27 countries and 50 major cities. We have screened more than 3,500 applications and selected best startups to pitch live at our finals. So join us for this great event. And what is more, so starting from the fall, we are starting vertical unicorn battles. So it will be dedicated to certain industries. And we will take on board only 4 partners because our events will be dedicated to 4 industries. So feel free to contact me or Anastasia in case you would like to become our partner for these upcoming events. And now I would like to introduce you to our company. So we are a smart ecosystem that consists of several online and offline platforms for startups, investors, business angels in a single business space. So it makes possible to solve quickly and efficiently any problem concerning innovations or startups. So the core of our ecosystem is Startup Network itself. So it's a marketplace where startups can publish their ideas and promote them. And where investors are to, so just a moment, mute. And investors could publish their investment opportunities and also look for great deals. So we are growing fast and globally, and we are inviting you to join us and to be a part of this global movement. So the oldest part of our ecosystem is Unicorn Battle. It's a pitch event where startups could promote their ideas in front of business angels and VCs, and we are showing startups to the world and helping investors to find great deals. So if you would like to join us and conduct events in countries or cities you are interested in, please contact us for more details. And what is more, so now we are officially the largest online pitch event in the world by geography and number of countries. So we conducting events for already 11 years and had organized them on 5 continents. So we are helping startups to showcase and to find their investors. So recently we started a special program for startups, the Silicon Finance Pre-Acceleration Program, and we helping startups to relocate and grant them funds worth 50K. So the newest part of our ecosystem is Network VC California Seed Fund. We are with Network VC California Seed Fund. We participate as an investor in our pre-acceleration program for the chosen startups. And the second strategy, so to be a lead investor in our Silicon Valley Syndicate Club. So Silicon Valley Syndicate Club, it is a special structure that allows venture syndicates for different startups be easily organized. And now any investor starting with the check of 10K could join our club. In case you would like to become our partner and get more information on how to lead the chapter in your region, feel free to contact us. Concerning our VC house, it's a wonderful entity for VCs. I would like to introduce you to Natalie Prosciutto, and she will tell you a few words about our VC house. Natalie, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Julia. Hello, everybody. Glad to see you here today. I'd like to introduce you to our new project, VC House. This is an invitation-only online community created exclusively for VCs. It is a platform where VCs from all over the world can exchange deals in which they participate as active investors. So, if your fund is actively investing and you have startups either from your portfolio or outside of it that are looking for new investments, please join the VC House and don't hesitate to contact me directly. My contact details will be in the chat. And now I'd like to return the floor to our host for today's event, Anastasia. She will lead you through our unicorn battle in Canada. Anastasia?
Thank you, Natalie. Thanks, and I would like to say thank you to our partners. It's our Silicon Valley Silicon Finance Pre-Acceleration Program and our media partner, Event Browse. So thank you, our partners, for spreading the word about us. Thanks for your support. And now I would like to introduce my colleague, Lydia. She will lead you through our agenda and go back to me. Lydia?
Thank you so much, and I'm so happy to see you everybody here. Now I want to introduce you to our today's agenda. So as always, firstly, we start with jury introduction. During this section, every jury will have 1 minute to present themselves and tell something information about your experience or about your VC companies. After that, we move to the most important part of our battles is startup competition. So our founders will have a special time, it's about 3 minutes, where they can present their startups, and after the jury will be able to ask different questions. And the happiest part, the winner's announcement according to our voting platform. So after all, we have the networking. It's a time when you are able to discuss your topics and ask different questions each other. You're welcome also to chatting in our Zoom, so feel free and thank you so much. I'll go back to Anastasia.
Thank you, Lydia. And after we will discover who will win, we have a panel discussion with Alexandra Johnson and Jordan and Victoria. So I think it will be very interesting. So stay till the end. And before we start pitch competition, please greet our honored judges. Thank you all to volunteer your valuable times for today. So please introduce yourselves and your funds you represent for 1 minute, pointing industry, check size, state, and geographic location of startups you are invest in. And I would like to start with Alexander Soroka. He's joined us today, and he's our CEO and founder at Startup Network. Alexander.
Hello, everybody. Thank you, Anastasia. Our seed fund is industry agnostic, and usually we invest from 50 to 250K, and we prefer to invest in the startups which are located in the United States or Europe. Thank you very much, Nastya.
Thanks. And I'm pleased to introduce Roman Nikitov. He's head of ICU Ventures and our golden sponsor. Roman, hello, everyone.
Hello there. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah.
I'm never sure whether my mic works properly.
Roman, we don't hear you well, probably.
You don't hear me well? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
It's silence.
Very silent, yeah.
Good if you speak up, that'll be much better for us.
Okay, I'll just speak up. You know, I can shout. You know, in the lockdown, you know, it's not a problem. So, hello everyone. Happy to be part of this event. This is one of the last events of Startup Networks before the finals. So we're all looking forward to the finals that are coming in the next few weeks. We are based in Kyiv and London. We invest at late seed or round A. We prefer investing in the companies that have some relation or origin from Central or Eastern Europe, but keep about 25% of our portfolio opportunistic to anywhere in the world. We actually invest in the companies usually domiciled already in the US. And our ticket size is anything from 200,000 to $1 million. Very happy to be a part of this event today and looking forward to great speeches today.
Thanks. So, and now every judges can introduce yourself, so feel free to jump up and tell about yourself.
I can go first. Hi, hello everybody. I'm Dr. Ruchi Dana. I'm a doctor and a Stanford MBA. I represent Dana Family Office and I'm logged in here from Dubai. We invest mainly in early stage startups and some pre-IPO deals. In the early stage startups, seed and series A, we invest around $250 to $1 million. And in pre-IPO deals, we invest a larger amount. And I'm really excited to be a part of the Unicorn battle and I'm looking forward to the pitches. Thank you.
Thank you, Ruchi. Who would like to be the next? I see Stuart unmuted.
I was actually going to go next. My name is Dr. Janae Eisenstrass, and I'm the executive chair of the family office of Hava Holdings and Ventures. We are based in Canada, but we do have a global presence. We invest in startups that are particularly geared towards women leaders coming from marginalized communities, that are focused in technology, that have a social focus. And so we have an impact fund of 250 million that we're deploying globally into women's businesses. In addition to that, we also have a virtual accelerator and incubator that we do a co-found that takes, where we will assume the entire project for the technical build out, while taking it directly to market for the women leaders.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you.
Welcome.
Who would like to be the next, please?
Okay. Hi, Anthony Shadim with Green Sky Capital. We're a Toronto-based fund, so we're Canadian VC, currently investing out of Fund 3. Ticket size about $500,000 to $1 million. So we like the seed, early Series A stage. Very focused on B2B ventures, industry agnostic, but tend to invest in companies that are backed by protectable science and technology. Also have an affiliated angel group that tends to co-invest with us in some deals.
Thank you, Anton. Preeti, please go ahead.
Thank you very much. Hello, everyone. My name is Preeti Chaudhary, and I'm a regional venture partner for a bunch of venture capital firms and angel investors. I'm based out of India and logged in from India today. Thank you, Startup Network team. It's great to be back, and I'm looking forward to today. Let the conversation begin with people. All the best to everybody participating today. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Who would like to be the next? Yeah, Kelly, please.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kelly Law. I am the founder and the investor at Mans International. We have office based in Toronto, Canada, and Shanghai, China. Thank you, Startup Network, for inviting me today. So we are interested in tech companies with AI and IoT solutions for the manufacturing and healthcare sectors. We have helped them rapidly grow their business in North America and Asia, especially in China, Singapore, and South Korea, through our strategic investment and global corporate resources. So I would like to wish every startup that participates in the pitch competition today a great performance. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, maybe I'll go next.
Yeah, Jessica.
Sure, Jessica, go ahead.
Yes. Hi. Yeah, my name is Jessica Wang. I'm the partner at IMP Capital. So IMP Capital is a global venture capital firm with offices and networks in Canada, Australia, China, Germany, and the UK. So we are a very precise, opportunistic investor. Invest in early stage companies looking, we call it, to invest out unicorns, i.e. Early stage companies in a huge sector, in a big runway, a growing industry, who's looking to disrupt the technologies and business model and become industry leaders. Industry, we primarily focus on 4, so healthcare, biotech, AI, big data, and medical cannabis. And also, lastly, we call it sort of all-in, like advanced manufacture, robotic technologies. So our check size, we're very active investors. So we work with the company throughout the rounds. So our check size has ranged from 100,000 to over 5 million.
Thank you.
Great to have you on board, Jessica. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Let me break into the show. My name is Denis. I represent Ukrainian fund Order Partners, but we are not only fund. We combine different business models such as product studio, venture builder, venture capital fund. It allows us to be diversified in terms of portfolio. So to talk about the range of investments, it depends on the case by case, but it starts from $100 till $1 million. Thanks.
Thank you.
Dennis, looks like you and I are on the same beach. Do you want to meet after the meeting and have a margarita or something?
Let's arrange a meeting.
Hi, Jordan. Let's introduce yourself.
Hello, I guess I could jump in. Is that all right?
Hi, Stuart. Yeah, sure.
Okay, great. My name is Stuart Brown. I'm the CEO of the venture capital firm called PiCap Venture Partners, which is based in Toronto, Canada. I'm also a CFO of a number of tech companies, particularly ones in our portfolio. Our investment selection process is basically agnostic, with an emphasis on technology for artificial intelligence in the fintech, medtech, and agtech space. I'm also an instructor teaching at an MBA and Master of Finance program in Toronto. And I have an analyst here with me, works at my firm. His name's Ronnie, the entire thing. So he might be able to, he will be able to sub in for me and take over my judging role in terms of asking some follow-up questions and what have you with the companies, if needed.
Thank you.
Yes,
Hope that's okay. Okay, great.
Would like to be the next, please jump in.
I can go next.
Yeah, you can go ahead, please.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me. My name is Ricky Mera. I'm based in Toronto, Canada. I'm the founder and GP of Continuum Ventures. We're Fund 1, currently closing our first round. We're focused in digital health and human longevity. My background's as a molecular biologist. I spent 10 years in the pharma med tech space. As an entrepreneur, I launched a company in the big data predictive analytics space that exited about 2 or 3 years ago. I've been an active angel investor. Our deal flow and interest comes from areas in the Northeast, so typically Boston, New York, Toronto, Montreal, and some surrounding areas. Outside of the Northeast, we have visibility and interest in Palo Alto, Israel, and Singapore, and Oxford. We're focused in early stage. We've got strong relationships and deep ecosystem relationships with regulators, with payers, with industry, and we leverage that to help these early stage companies get to the next stage. Nice to meet you all. Look forward to connecting further.
Thank you.
Who would like to be the next?
Maybe I'll go next. So this is Aditya Agarwal. I'm a principal with the BDC's newly launched Industrial Innovation Venture Fund. Again, we're based out of Canada. One of the things about our funds with BDC is we only invest in Canadian startups. So this fund is a $250 million fund specifically focused on ag tech, advanced manufacturing, and extractive industries, which includes oil and gas and mining. So we're looking at not only just your traditional enterprise B2B software as a service companies, but we're also open to investing in hardware and hardware-software combinations as well, including deep tech. Considerable check sizes, anywhere between 4 to 10 million. So it's Series A stage and later. But we do have a few dollars parked for seed stage investments up into about 4 to 6 companies. Check sizes will range from 1.5 to 3 million.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah, great to have you on board. I would like to be the next.
Hi, everyone. My name's Matthew from Calgary, Canada. I am an entrepreneur turned angel investor and venture capital scout. I also work as a startup consultant working with seed stage founders on everything from marketing to product development, recruitment, and fundraising. I've invested personally in over 35 startups with a focus on seed stage software and technology companies with check sizes ranging anywhere from up to $30,000.
Thank you, Matthew. Great to have you. Who would like to be the next one, please? Jump in. Who would like to be the next one?
Don't hesitate, tall guy.
To be the next too. Who would like to be the next? Last chance So introduce yourself.
Yeah,
Hi, I'm Guillaume from Validate Venture Partners, and I mostly work with startups to help them gain more traction, usually from the US or from Europe. And ultimately, the goal is to help them get funded. And in most cases, it's either in the seed stage or Series A, and maybe Series B, but usually stick to that range.
Thank you so much for joining us. So,
thank you for having me.
Yeah.
I'll go next. George, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, Jordan, go ahead.
Very well. This is Jordan Wabe with Silicon Valley Venture Group. Always a pleasure to be here. I'll speak to the companies that are pitching. You probably have heard everything you need to hear. For today's session, I think you have a great set of VCs and investors. What makes a VC happy in the Q&A session is brief, concise, and to the point answers, and no bullshit. Don't try to avoid answering a tough question. You know, be factual, be truthful. If you try to dance around it, you lose credibility quickly. During the presentation, you practiced, you're gonna do a great job. If you blow it, it's not gonna be the end of your company, so give it all you got. Thank you again for having me. Silicon Valley Venture Group, angel investment and business development. We invest 25 to 250K. Tech companies, what we call on relevant to humanity, important to humanity. So all tech, absent all the silly foo-foo stuff, the social media, the sharing of food, the dog walking. We look at health tech, fintech, manufacturing, IoT, smart cities and the like, and a wide range of other technologies. Hopefully you do a great job. And for the Canadians, I'm glad you've closed the borders. You're making us feel how we in Mexico and the rest of the South American feel. So we won't take that too much into consideration when I judge you today, but I will remember.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jordan. Thank you.
Sorry, is it okay if I introduce myself?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Perfect. Hello, everybody. My name is Ronnie, and I am actually an analyst at PyCap Ventures with Stuart. And I just wanted to make sure that I introduce myself so everybody knows who I am as well. So I'm currently a summer analyst at the Schulich, and I'm studying at the Schulich School of Business. And I'm very excited to join everybody in this event and really excited to see the pitches. So thank you for having me.
Thank you, Ronnie. Please rename yourselves because we have two Stuart. And
yeah, of course, of course.
Thank you. Thanks for joining us.
May I jump in?
Yeah, Evgeny.
Hello, everybody. My name is Evgeny. I speak on behalf of IXD Capital. We are an impact evangelist bringing together capital, businesses, and innovations. So basically, we match sustainable projects from pre-seed stage down to Series B with impact investors across the globe. I'm honored to be here, and I wish good luck to all participants, to all startups. Thank you.
Thank you, Evgeny.
I can go next. Hi, everyone. This is Victoria Maron. I'm an associate at Expert Dojo. We are an accelerator based in Southern California. We invest globally, industry agnostic. I'm an advisor at Astia Angel Group, which is a woman and minority focused investors. And I'm an advisor at Green Hill Venture, which is a private equity, venture capital, and investment banking. I'm very glad that we are here, and thank you for the opportunity. Good luck to every startups who are pitching today.
Thank you, Victoria.
Thank you.
So, yeah, please. Tolga, go ahead.
Hi there, my name is Tolga Tolgonuk. First of all, thanks for inviting me to this event. It is a pleasure. I founded my company called Thunderbolt in Los Angeles and built multiple different ventures, technology ventures under the umbrella of my company. Eventually, I sold Thunderbolt to an investment company called New Wave Holdings, based in Canada. After the acquisition, I was appointed as the CEO of New Wave, and the company went public in the Canadian Stock Exchange in 2019. Currently, I'm advising startups and investing into public companies. If you have any questions, we can always discuss details. Thanks once again.
Thank you, Tolga. I would like to jump in. So then let's move next.
So yeah, if nobody wants to introduce yourself, so yeah, please, judges, this is information for you. I would like to explain how to vote. So you just have to click your link you've got on a mail, and to get access to profiles of today's presenters, you have to put marks depending on the investment potential from 1 to 5, where 5 is the highest mark and the 1 is the lowest. So you just put the marks on each startup and don't do anything else, no confirmation buttons. So you can change your mind and change your marks before we close the voting. So if you don't have link for this voting process, please tell me or Lydia, our support, so we can help you and resend this link. So just let us know and we will support you. And this is information for our attendees. Thanks for joining us today. And you have a great opportunity also to support startups and just log into our website event page and put your likes to startups you like and support them. So, and based
Anastasia,
on
this is Jordan.
Yeah. Yeah,
Just for clarity, we are voting based on the investability of the company from their presentation. We're not voting on the presentation. Is that right?
Yeah, on potential. So, yeah. So, based on the results of judges' online voting, one startup will be chosen as a winner of today's Unicorn Battle. And so please welcome our startups. And so for startups, each founder will have 3 minutes to pitch and another 3 minutes for questions, comments, or feedback from judges. We recommend not to talk about fundraising out loud because it is a public event, and if any investor asks about it, so please describe it privately in the chat or maybe after this event. So thanks everyone for joining us, and just respect each other and mute yourself if you are not speaking, and let's start. And I would like to introduce first startup. It is AI Incorporated.
Hi everyone, my name is Ali and I'm going to present our company today. So I'm going to share my screen real quick.
Okay, I will put a timer for 3 minutes and go ahead.
Okay, so first of all, like the problem that we actually solved is the computational intensity needed for SLAM, or simultaneous localization and mapping, which is actually the technology that is used in self-driving cars. If you look at one self-driving car, this is what you see in the trunk. This is all the basically devices that you would need to do the calculations and run the algorithms. Similarly, for a home robot or a smaller robot, you could see that the ones that are just random cost about $280, and the ones that are, they're self-aware and they know where they're going, they're about like $1,000 or $750. That means there is basically a laptop inside them. But computational intensity should not be that hard. What we did, we actually optimized the software 16 times in terms of the computational needs. Like the amount of RAM we use is like 8 megabytes, whereas like our competitors use 4 gigabits. And then the same thing is the operating system size. As you can see, like we've revolutionized, the technology in that sense. Now, why does that matter? There's a lot of applications that can be used for robotics, but why wouldn't it happen? And the reason is that the idea of $1,000 trash can is just not feasible. And what we've done is like our QSlam runs in a board that costs less than $10. And that's how we actually, because we actually looked at the problem in a different way, and we solved the computational intensity. Now, if you look at for home robots, like which we actually did the comparisons, our agility is much better than competitors. So we actually boot up in 2 seconds. We start work in 3 seconds. The best competitor, it takes them 7.7 seconds just to boot up, and then another 7-8 seconds to start working. That means you know, to get the peripherals up and running. And the worst one's about like 30 seconds. There are 2 applications basically for a robot. Like again, like we focused on the internal, indoor devices. And although SLAM technologies and the concepts that we developed can be used for outdoors as well. However, based on our budget, we focused on indoors. Now, the first application is going from point A to point B. And for that, you need to actually discover the entire map. So basically, we beat every competitor with taking only 12%. We're covering 12% of a very complex area, as you can see, just to discover all corners and areas of the map. And for a coverage application, we actually use the commercial robots to show that coverage, which is like another application for path planning. So basically for path planning, you have 3. It's coverage, it's point to point, and then it's like patrolling, going to every room or every environment and then scanning and seeing if there is a device there or not, or for security reasons. So for coverage, we also beat every commercial robot that is out there. And again, this is our layout. And what that means is that, why is that important? Because we believe that QSlam will do to robotics what MP3 did to digital music. It's basically SLAM technology and navigational technology that can correlate and collaborate with other devices. And that means, like, because if the amount of information that you're transferring is so small, many devices can take part in that and exchange their maps and what they see and what they observe. And therefore, you will have very advanced devices. We've actually run simulations.
Ali, your time is up, so please just finish, yeah.
That's all,
quickly.
Okay, I'm good.
So any questions? From judges?
Listen, you didn't give us most of the story. Give us the key things. What's your traction? What's your exit? Just hit 2 or 3 key things real quick, please.
Sure. Basically, we have licensed our technology in December 2019. We sold 23,000 licenses. We have, our contract is basically 100,000 per year. We are talking to our second customer right now, and we are actually in discussion with them. Again, we expect 100,000 licenses to them as well. We were founded in 2016, and we developed the technology over about 4 years.
All right, thank you very much.
Hi, Ali. Can you speak to the competitive landscape at all with regards to other companies that are doing similar things? I know like Quanergy, for example, has LiDAR applications, and then obviously there's the big ones like Tesla.
Yes, absolutely. So basically, we focus mostly in indoors applications so far, although our algorithms are applicable because the amount of computational intensity that we save that relates to the algorithms. There are companies that have the technology for themselves, like for example, iRobot and Nito and the ones that I've shown. But there are companies that actually also, you know, it all is the same technology, whereas like the application is different. The ones that actually license their technology to others, there are about like 4 or 5 of them. And in terms of computational intensity, whether they're big like iRobot or they're small like our size, or like this license like to smaller companies like us, they all use gigahertz processors. And that means that the cost of the board and the solution is by multiple times larger than ours. So basically we beat them in price. and also in efficiency and what we call computational agility. Means that a lot of videos that you see in robots, like I was looking at the robots that goes into Walmart and scans the shelves, but once you go in front of it, it will, you know, take some time for it to recalculate its path. And then when the person moves, it still doesn't know the person moved, and still it will go the same path that it calculated. And by the time that it gets there, and then the person has moved to another location, this is like not agile. And that's exactly the problem, that robots are not doing what they're supposed to do, and they're not in our lives today. What we solve means that the more, you know, the more processing power you throw at it, like depending on the application, it will use all of that. It can use all of that, but it doesn't need that. That means you could either save cost, or it can be like extremely agile.
Thank you. Thank
So,
you, Ali. Your time is up. And yeah, if you have any questions, you can discuss it in the chat. Yeah, sorry, we have 10 startups today, and yeah, we have go next. Next startup is InstaHub. Ali?
Please unmute yourself. We don't hear you, but see your screen.
Okay, now you can hear me.
Yeah.
Okay, my name is Ali as well. I'm the founder and CEO of InstaHub. InstaHub stands for Instant Hopping. We are the smartest and the safest way to travel. And right now I'm at the same beach with Dennis and Jordan. So let's have a tequila after the show. Okay, so the problem that we're trying to address is basically helping travelers to find the best experiences. And we think that they cannot find the best experiences based on their interest because of the three major issues that almost exist everywhere around the world. So language barrier, complicated transportation, and also the fact that hidden gems are not going to be found by themselves. So solution that we are the first real-time travel service on earth where really we're thinking as instant and real-time as Uber is, but just focus on travelers. And we're not just focused on transportation, which we have it obviously as a private tour service, but also providing you the right experience, being your translator, your interpreter to communicate with locals. And also the fact that we have the full personalization around your experiences, which I'm going to explain more. We also have a real-time solution to answer your questions 24/7, anytime, anywhere that you are. So in high level, our experience is pretty simple. You go to our mobile application, you select the best experience for you based on your interest. You request the host, we show you what host is coming to you. You can see it on real-time solution as they're coming to you, approaching you, and then you're gonna do the payment seamlessly online. Our go-to-market strategy is pretty simple. Although it has all the details that we're looking for, we're building a specific marketplace. And for our target audience, which are younger travelers, as well as family and business travelers, we make business partnerships specifically that with big players in the market of travel around the world, trying to use the data that they have from their customers to basically train our machine learning model and help them to delight their customers. Our target market is global travelers and local hosts. It's a marketplace. We're looking for global travelers who are looking for unique and authentic experiences based on their background info, and we connect them to the best local hosts who have a vehicle and they're looking for sharing their passions with some financial benefits. Our competitors are generally focused either so much on itinerary, such as big players like these guys, or super focused on the host. Our solution is basically to have both of them, have the itinerary in general as a general template, but help the host to customize your experience based on the information that we have from you. Our addressable market is $52 billion right now in specific 30 regional hubs around the world for our 3 customer segments. And our financial projection for within the 4 years, we want to be a unicorn based on our projections. And our vision is to personalize the experience and globally, instantly for every customer. And here's our amazing team. On the top row, you can see the co-founders, and on the row, you can see our team overseas. Thank you very much.
Thank you. No, any questions?
It is with your traction, Ali. Give it to us. Three bullets. 1, 2, 3.
Sure. So we launched our website and to look for the product market fit and validate it. We generated $10,000 in the first month till by end mid-January. Once we validated the product market fit, we started building our mobile application. That's what we are building right now. For the last 4 months, because of pandemic, we have paused the marketing and operation, but we've been building the technology. So right now we're set to launch in East Europe, Asia, and Latin America in the safest countries where the pandemic hasn't hit them. In September, we're gonna start our pilot test, and we're expecting to be fully running by beginning of 2021 with our new technology.
What do you say to investors that say, you know, hospitality travel is dead or dying for next 6 months?
Yeah, exactly. That's the time that we want to use to build our technology and run our pilot test. But from beginning of 2021, with the vaccine and the medicines coming in, we expect the travel to gradually go back to normal. So our technology at that time, we're going to be there. And don't forget our solution, private tour experience. It's a great opportunity for it because of the new trend of travelers avoiding group tours, going to big shuttles and buses. And instead of that, they want to go with private tours, where it's much safer for the future. Sure.
What is your direct competition? And Airbnb has similar features, no?
Yeah, to be honest, there are tons of companies which are focused on experiences in general. The big differentiator that we have is that instant technology. So we have your full service, the tour, the transportation, as well as the translation and communication with locals. We provide them all together. None of these competitors are providing you the full service. For them, it's always about the itinerary only. You just have a tour, you just go to that tour. Whereas for us, we provide you the full service. Peace of mind, convenience is the top thing that is coming for us.
Can you quickly outline the business model?
For sure. So the host comes on the platform, they create a profile, we create the experiences with the host and train them to be the best host for that experience. The travelers request them to go to that experience. We match them with the closest host that is available right now with the vehicle, and then they're gonna go out together to the experience and come back. The payment is done seamlessly. We have a 20% commission on average right now. We want to increase it to 35% in the next 4 years.
And the host sets the price?
We set the price, but we set it so that the host is going to win enough money in the experience that they're very much willing to go to that, for that. They also get tips in the end, which is a major extra income that we don't have any cut on that.
Thank you.
Sure.
Thanks. Thank you, Ali. Thanks for your presentation.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah. So you can share your information, your contacts in the chat for all participants. And we're moving next. And the next startup is Open Payments.
Hello, everyone. My name is Vikas Gupta, and I'm the founder and CEO of Open Payments. During the last few months, a lot of
Vikas, you didn't share your presentation.
Oh, it's not appearing?
No.
Give me 1 second.
We see a Zoom.
Okay. Let me try again.
Yeah, try again, please. Oh, yeah.
Can you see now?
Yeah, now it's good.
Very good. So during the last few months, what we've all seen is businesses globally have got impacted. But thankfully, there have been solutions like Shopify.com, where businesses have gone and moved their customers online and help serve their customers, remotely. But one critical problem that has been existing for ages and that has got magnified during these times is the accounts payable and receivable management for these businesses online is extremely challenging and expensive. They pay 3 to 5% of the top of the sales for every single transaction to their payment providers. And on top of that, pay very high banking fees to then manage their supplier and vendor costs. So if I tell you the solution to this problem could be creating a simple and easy but safe and secure platform to move money for both business and customer needs. There's actually more to solving this problem because you have to create a real-time compliance, risk, AML, fraud management platform in the most competitive space in the world. You'll have to not just do this for domestic payments, but for international payments. You'll have to manage some of the most complex business payments like splitting a payment, bulk payments, recurring payments. And you'll have to do it in such a way so that businesses can take the solution and integrate into their existing infrastructure. But the real beauty of open payments lies in it brings a totally omnichannel experience for these businesses. So you can integrate into point of sale systems, mobile wallets, mobile applications, and even web applications. You can actually move money on our platform as simply as sending an email or a text message, or even using a QR code. And the best part is we secure every single payment using our proprietary tokenization mechanism. 90% of the payments that go through our platform do not require any manual intervention from our middle office or back office teams. Let's talk about our growth so far. So far, we have been helping businesses solve real-time payment problems for fintechs. We've been able to solve large cash transaction problems for businesses, not just domestically, but internationally. And we've also solved complex payment problems for businesses like marketplaces. We're on target to reach our first 1,000 customers by the end of 2020. And we target a goal of moving $1 billion of worth of money in the next 3 years. We really believe that we're transforming the way businesses think about moving and managing their money. Me and my co-founder have a combined experience of 25 years of payment experiences, transforming such business models for some of the largest payment enterprises across the globe. And we really feel we can make a difference in the payment space. Thank you for your time today. I'm happy to take any questions.
Thank you. So any questions or feedback?
Yeah, I have a question.
Sure.
When you mentioned tokenization, does that mean blockchain?
So we do manage all the settlement and clearing using our blockchain technology, but the tokenization would be more on the user experience side, where we would be tokenizing using things like biometrics, liveliness, using OTP methods and some of the other ways to tokenize the method. And we will also tokenize every single payment dollar. So let's say if you're doing a $50 transaction, only that part of the transaction gets tokenized.
Can you just walk us through the blockchain aspect of your solution?
Sorry, come again?
Can you walk us through the blockchain aspect of your solution?
Yeah, absolutely. So our blockchain technology is also built in-house. We are creating an enterprise level private blockchain. So we are able to bring a high throughput blockchain solution into the picture. We are currently working on some of the more scalability, high performance, availability aspects of this blockchain. We have tested the blockchain for 100 transactions per second, which is phenomenal when you compare to the existing solutions. But with the new investment that would come in, we would be hoping to invest into some of the infrastructures to help test it to up to 1,000 transactions per second, which would be phenomenal for such solution.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm a little lost. Why are you inventing another wheel?
Sorry, how do you mean?
Do you need to have your own tokenization technology? Is this relevant to your success?
Yeah, absolutely. Because the current existing technologies are only limited to credit cards. So if I'm, bringing a QR code solution into a point of sale, where if I'm going to a mom and pop shop and giving him a point of sale solution on their mobile apps, then I need to create a tokenization for the QR code mechanisms. Same goes for online transactions. There's only ways where you can do tokenizations for credit cards, but nothing for something like a direct money transfer from your bank account.
Thank you. I assume you're raising. We're not going to talk about that, but you're actually raising.
That's right.
Is there anybody else currently doing this?
So the way we are trying to solve this problem, no, because we are trying to solve these problems in a few ways. We are driving the end-to-end payments ecosystem. So we're taking care of the user experience aspect of it. We're taking care of the fraud, AML compliance aspect of it, and we're actually moving the money as well. So when our customer calls us, we handle the money movement and we answer their questions, not just direct them to a bank or a payment provider.
Thank you. So thanks, Vikas, for your presentation. And we are going next. So just quick reminder for judges, please vote for each startup. If you have any concerns, just let us know. And the next startup is MetaVest.
Yeah, if you just presented, don't hesitate to put your LinkedIn information and your name on the chat so investors can find you quickly.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Jonathan.
Perfect. Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah, yes, we see you.
Perfect. Hi, guys. My name is Nabil. First of all, thank you for the opportunity to present today. I've been working on MetaVest. I started almost a year ago and spent around 6 months just trying to figure out regulation after encountering the high barriers to entry and operational inefficiencies within the private markets. Currently, the process of managing the investment lifecycle is highly manual and paper intensive. It requires multiple middlemen and is extremely inefficient and biased towards accredited and high net worth individuals, which has resulted in high operational and compliance costs, poor experience for investors, which is a no-go for the younger generation that is now currently inheriting the wealth, and purely a wastage of resources since the information that has been collected from investors is all done on paper and there is no analytical insight involved. Just to illustrate this example, in a recent conversation with one such exempt market dealer in Canada, they confessed that before onboarding an investor, the investor had to come to their office and spend 2 hours just filling out forms. They collected 150 data points and essentially were not able to do anything with it. And also, they're heavily reliant on their dealer reps, which have a churn every year, and whenever they go, they take their investors with them. To cater to these problems, we have been building a customizable securitization platform to streamline and automate the entire investment lifecycle, covering investor onboarding, compliance, the issuance of digital securities itself, payments for capital raising and funds distribution, and also reporting by leveraging blockchain and artificial intelligence. Through our platform, we're able to streamline and automate global fundraising and distribution, digitally enforce KYC and accreditation rules, automate settlement within seconds while providing early liquidity options to an integrated secondary exchange. The impact is significant. First of all, we are able to offer our users bottom line improvement through lower costs through the automation and digitization of the investment lifecycle. We're also able to allow for data sharing by recording transactional information on the blockchain. Essentially, all players within the ecosystem are now able to pull information from a shared view. There is top-line growth by simplifying the investment and onboarding process. There is more accessibility for all investor types. And by digitizing this entire process, we're also able to harness analytics while providing increased liquidity. In terms of the use cases, I started off this journey by looking at the real estate space, but essentially what I've come to realize, industries which require raising capital in a compliant manner and want to drive down costs would be able to leverage MetaVest. Only in a month and a half since we have gone public with the company after building our MVP, we have seen interest from angel investor groups, real estate investment companies, exempt market and broker dealers, private equity groups, and are also looking at other opportunities in the community bond space, impact investing, and a secondary market for life insurance, very interestingly. Here are some of the product features that we have. We leverage blockchain and artificial intelligence for our platform and are able to provide an end-to-end solution for the entire investment lifecycle. Here are some of the key members of our team. I've been working at the intersection of business and technology. Leonard Edwin, who is our CTO, has been with the Hyperledger Foundation for the past 4 years as a blockchain solutions architect. Mr. Shakil is the lead on our development team and has a PhD in cybersecurity. Adav and Charles, who lead the sales efforts over here, have been involved in the real estate space and also in the capital raising space. Mr. Bashir Fancy, who is currently on our board of directors, was ex-EVP at Visa and Air Canada. And just to give you a little bit of context,
just quickly, because yeah, time is up. You can just finish quickly.
Yeah. So in terms of the market outlook, 10% of the world GDP would be stored on the blockchain by 2027, and this is really the market that we are catering to. Thank you. Looking forward to your questions.
So, any questions? Well,
This is
feedback?
Jordan. I didn't quite get where you are in terms of product and stage. I'm not sure what your current status is. Can you clarify,
So
please?
Absolutely. We've recently developed the MVP, and we've only been in the market for a month. And we've been having a lot of conversations. All of our sales are B2B, so we're currently looking to get on our first client.
How many users do you have?
I do not. We're working towards getting our first client right now.
Okay. Tell me about validation, user validation, please.
Absolutely. All of the companies that we have spoken to, there is a clear need for something like Metaverse because their process is currently manual. The exact market space in Ontario alone raised around $90 billion back in 2018. And this has been rising.
How many companies did you talk to, sir?
I've talked to almost a dozen companies, which include exact market dealers, alternative lending companies, in insurance provider, and also the community, certain companies within the community bond space.
Thank you.
What's the proposed revenue model? Is it going to be a SaaS product?
Yeah, so the goal is really to customize the solution for each user. So there is an upfront implementation fee and then a SaaS model based on assets under management or transactional level. And this is only the first revenue stream that we aim to tap into. Once we have sufficient supply of investment opportunities on the platform, we intend to also create a marketplace for investors to come on board, which would broaden our options in terms of revenue, and also bringing investment opportunities such as real estate developers that we've been speaking to who want to raise funds, that we would provide access to this market through a collaboration with the existing regulated entities in the market.
Thank you. Thanks, Nabil. Thanks for your presentation. So you can share your contacts in the chat with everyone. And we're moving next. And the next startup is Untangle Money.
Hi, everyone. Let us know when you can see the screen.
Yes. Yes, it's
perfect.
Good. Go ahead.
And you can hear us?
Yeah.
Great. Hi, I'm Christine and this is Ria. We're from Untangle Money, and we want to talk to you about the fact that money is hard, and money for women is even harder. We built a solution that actually helps women with their money, and we can't wait to tell you about it. But first, everybody knows about the wage gap. What we want to tell you about is the wealth gap. The wealth gap is that for every dollar a man has in net worth, a woman has 32 cents. For Black and Latina women, it's even worse. She only has 1 penny in wealth. A lot of this stems from the fact that women's financial lives are fundamentally different than men's. Meet Sandra. Compared to Owen, her income is more likely to fluctuate. She's more likely to take sabbaticals from maternity leave, switch to part-time work, and get paid less for the work she does than Owen will. Now, we're not saying Owen won't do some of the things that Sandra does, but statistically, Owen's financial life is going to be far more linear. The problem is that most of the solutions today assume that Sandra's life will follow Owen's trajectory, but it doesn't. And for her and most women, the current financial products don't work. Also, women tend to have a negative relationship with their money, and it's not their fault. The issues here and the problems we're trying to solve are that finance is too generic, it has too many unnecessary numbers, and it just wasn't built for women.
So we've created a by women, for women financial planning and education platform that acts like a money coach in your pocket. So studies have shown women actually end up being better money managers than our male counterparts, as long as we have the tools that'll help us get there. So here at Untangle Money, we're making that happen. The first pillar of our product is tailored advice that makes sense for your personal situation. It can account for things like fluctuating income, whether that's commission or tips, as well as sabbaticals like maternity leave. We're also including interactive dashboards. So this is made by women and for women. We've created a powerful visual depiction of Sandra's personalized financial life journey. She'll be able to really clearly see how saving $100 extra now adds thousands of dollars to her savings in 30 years. Money masterclasses are finance optimized for how women learn. So through the use of things like mindfulness and behavioral psychology, our product actually encourages positive results. Think of us like the financially savvy advisor that acts like your best friend. Our business model demonstrates how we're going to capture attention in the market with free content. Then we're providing that financial plan for that $150 initiation fee. There's a monthly subscription of $9 per month to access the masterclasses and make any updates necessary to the financial plan. There are 2.2 million women like Sandra in Canada alone. So capturing just 6,000 Sandras leads to our revenue projections of over 1 million in year one. Let's go back to Sandra, but 30 years from now. Even with all the ups and downs in her income, her wealth still increased over time. Untangle Money helped her gain the confidence she needed to manage her finances and start investing early. She's doing really great.
Now is the time for change. Join us. We are currently building our product and we'd love to have you sign up for our newsletter. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. Right on time. So, any questions or suggestions?
I actually do have a comment. This is Dr. Janae Zinstros. The ladies of Entangled. Thank you, Christine and Ria. Excellent presentation. I wanted to know, what are some of your long-term goals with this initial project?
Sure. We want to help every woman in the world understand their financial situation so they can understand the importance of investing early if they can and close that wealth gap.
Thank you.
Hello. First of all, is it okay if I comment, everybody?
Yeah.
I really liked the presentation. I thought it was formatted really well. I'm actually going to ask if two questions. First of all, do you have any competitors that do anything similar that target like a similar target audience in the same area, in the same field?
We do, not specifically in Canada. Obviously, the fintech and the finance space is very saturated. The difference is that there's no products that really appeal to women and help them sort of get in front of investing. There's a lot of tools out there in the market, and you can name them, the big banks, all simple, who help people invest their money. But the education and the pre-investing along the curve is what we're really trying to hit. So we're trying to help people create financial plans so they will be armed and ready to invest their money later on down the line.
That's perfect. Also, just another question: can you speak please on your traction? Whether whether you've got any actually people that have signed up, stuff like that.
Yeah, so we've already walked 5 women through. We've built a concierge MVP, and 5 women have taken that. We opened our wait list about a few weeks ago, and we already have 50 people on our wait list, despite very little marketing.
Awesome, thank you.
We also have over 200 signups on our newsletter already, so we're already developing that community that we're really hoping to draw our customers from.
Perfect.
Christine, Ria, this is Roman.
Go ahead.
Sorry?
Yeah. So I have a question. Apologies if my judgment is based just on 20 years marriage, but 2 questions out of that. Of my personal experience, it seems that in a lot of cases, women appear to be less interested, basically, to think about managing wealth somehow. And apologies for sounding, this way, based on my personal experience. So how would you get women actually interested in that first, and how would you get them to pay for that service? So these 2 questions.
So on the first question, over 90% of women will manage their finances at some point in their life, and we're hoping to target women early because time is the biggest biggest factor, like how long you're invested for, is the biggest factor in what your retirement wealth will be. So we actually want to target women who are in their 20s. And we find there are critical inflection points where we've been attracting women. So either after they graduate and they get their first job, it's a time when people really think about money. And then again, when they divorce or looking at other life changes, these are moments, and we will specifically be targeting them at those moments, these life changes when suddenly, or a death of a spouse, suddenly they're going to be looking at being a novice and having to deal with all the finances. In terms of payment, we haven't struggled with any payment issues yet. So I'm not sure what you refer to what you're referring to with that question.
I mean, your service should be subscribed, I imagine, and paid for. So I mean, two questions that I had is, how do you get interested? And
Roman, I think you've cut out.
Roman, we can't hear you. No,
there's static on the line, unfortunately. We're happy to connect afterwards. We can answer all your questions. We have a larger picture as well.
It will be great, because time is up, and so.
I actually just have one more question, Anastasia, if that's okay. For
just very quickly.
I know that the platform is geared towards women in their 20s, but we've seen an onset in the educational system in parts of Canada where they've already started teaching younger children about money. Is this going to be a platform that will be expansive to connecting with younger people even before their 20s?
Oh yeah, I mean, we'd like to connect with women all across the entire spectrum. Our next port of call would actually be older women, and then we would go younger as well.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Christian. So we are moving next, and the next startup is Humdiner.
Okay, can everybody see that all right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Hi, I'm Brett Gould with Humdiner. Drive-through has mainly remained the same since it began, and menus have grown and drive-through times have doubled over the last 10 years. This is a market that has been searching for a solution, as 70% of all revenue from quick service restaurants has been through their drive-through. Then COVID changed everything. Business models that had worked forever are suddenly broken, and everybody had to find a new way to survive. And it hasn't gone well. In the last month alone, over 100,000 restaurants have closed forever. Unfortunately, that trend is continuing all around the world. With those that closed, though, about 99% of them had no drive-through, and they had found that they couldn't both make money and be safe. The restaurants that stayed open are now seeing at least 95% of their business coming from the drive-through, but the system itself isn't safe. There is no such thing as contactless drive-through or curbside or even e-commerce. It's a high-touch world, and people are getting sick. Humdiner has created a scalable long-term solution for restaurants and retail. We've completely reimagined the drive-through with ordering, payment, and pickup. Humdiner does this with true contactless service. Our system sanitizes every surface, and that includes the packaging of your order and the air itself using powerful ultraviolet radiation. And this protects customers and their employees. At the same time, restaurants can see their revenues actually triple. And this is because Humdiner offers 2, 3, or more drive-through lanes from start to finish, multiple lanes. So it doesn't funnel customers down to a single lane to pick up their orders like current systems do. We also reimagined the menu and the ordering systems. Restaurants have spent millions trying to find better ways to do it, and we believe it's going to take 2 things: artificial intelligence and you, the customers. A completely interactive, fun, new way to order that's smart. You can speak your own native language, use sign language, or just point and gesture to order. It's the smart menu. And the Humdinner Smart Menu is totally flexible and can configure itself to meet each customer's preferences, anticipate your order. It can remember things that you like and interact with you, and transforms drive-through and app-based ordering into a fun, engaging, and entertaining process. In fact, it's menutainment. It's a whole new ordering experience that will keep customers coming back for the fun as well as the food. The system itself is actually pretty simple. You place your order at the menu board and make a contactless payment. And as you move to the pickup window, your order is placed into a serving box and lifted up and over directly to your car, where a door slides open for you. And since everything inside has been sanitized, you can safely pick up your order. Then the door slides shut and the system re-cleans itself on the way back inside the restaurant. Humdinner can carry about 500 pounds, so it's also perfect for retail and grocery. And we use geolocation and geofencing, so your order is ready for you when you arrive. The true contactless drive-through is patent pending. Our smart menu will be applying for 2 or more patents, and we have the first to market advantage, as we are the only company with a solution addressing these needs. Our team consists of construction industry, architecture, AI, marketing, and startup experts, and we're selling our drive-through as a modular solution. The smart menu is a SaaS model in order to capture and deliver currently untapped data elements and insights to the restaurants. We invite you to join us, and I appreciate the time today.
Thank you. So any questions or feedbacks?
Is it
And
Brett?
yes, it's Brett. We also have Kevin on here, who is the CEO as well.
You are selling a drive-through to those restaurants?
Correct.
Okay. Well, So I'm a restaurant. I'm in a plaza. I get nothing but the front of my restaurant. Is that a drive-through enabled solution?
Actually, it is possible. We do have a way to apply the solution to even to walk up for urban environments. But our primary target customer right now is the multiple thousands that are building every single year. Even right now during COVID, restaurants are being built throughout the US. So if we're targeting those builds, the new builds, but we can retrofit
future.
existing systems.
Okay, so retrofit isn't your key market. It's going forward.
It is a market for us, but it's not our key. Correct.
Okay. What's it cost to add a modular drive-through?
We can talk about that offline if you'd like.
I mean, is it like 10K, 100K, 500K? What's the range?
Well, to understand that, you need to know a little bit about the restaurant industry, because right now the only way that they can multiply their drive-through traffic is by building in another location, because they can't speed up their drive-through. It's actually slowed down. So their only other option is a multi-million-dollar build of another property, and that doesn't include having the real estate. Our system is selling for $250,000 a lane, and most customers are interested in 2 or more lanes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Will you be really protected from competitors? I mean, how easy is it to copy your product for competitors?
Well, there is protection under U.S. copyright laws with the architectural designs. We've also got patent pending on the actual mechanism. It's a utility patent. And for the smart menu, there's several patents that we're pursuing.
But will you really be protected?
That's a good question, because those laws can only do so much. There's probably opportunity for competitors. However, this was something that was developed over the last several years. It was developed prior to COVID. And this year, when COVID emerged, we realized that there was an opportunity. Unfortunate as it was, we realized that this was a solution for a huge need, bigger than it had been prior to COVID. So, frankly, we want the technology to be out there. We want restaurants and retail to be able to go back to business as normal, or even increase it. And so we feel a moral obligation to get this out now.
And you have not started to sell yet, yeah?
We've just started selling, actually in the last few weeks. We've already got an LOI from a restaurant chain that is looking at possibly having us be utilized throughout all of their builds. And we're just starting with their flagship restaurant.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Brett and Kevin. So thanks for your presentation.
Thanks so much.
Okay, and we are going next, and the next startup is Dola. George? George, are you here?
Please unmute yourself. We didn't hear you.
Hello, hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, now we hear you.
Okay, fantastic. Well, thank you everyone for having us here today. We really appreciate the gig. And well, I am hoping to introduce you to our humble project, whose name carries the name Dollar. Can you please let me know if you can see my shared screen?
Not yet.
Okay, just a second. I think it's a problem with the broadband.
We see Corgando on the screen, is that right?
Yeah, there we are. Can you see it now?
Yeah, now we
Awesome.
see it.
Thank you so much. Fantastic. Well, as I was speaking before, well, we are very humbled to actually present this as not as much as a payment solution, but it's a people's solution. Dollar is a token built up on our own blockchain. It secures and it has almost instant transactions being done. We basically have developed a blockchain technology with an expert team of fundamentally two important parts, a business team and a technical team. Why? Because we believe that there is a problem that is being tracked throughout time, much before COVID appeared. Now, the dollar vision aims to achieve a worldwide merchant adoption and deliver a global access for all. This includes ensuring access that it's economically quick and equal for the dollar transfer and payment platform. So we are basically looking to socialize the decentralization of economy that blockchain and tokenization brings to the table. There is a global problem that needs to be treated. Currently, we are looking at very slow transfer speeds. We are looking at very limited throughput, a high cost, not assuring a final on every transaction, and a very centralized method of payment. Now, when I say payment, we are not really looking to focus on, let's say, merchant payments or very complex and high payment methods. We are looking to touch people who on everyday basis, or at least on every week, on every monthly basis, they need to send money somewhere else. Now, there is a reason why we were so keen in getting into the unicorn battle in Canada, because Canada knows about this problem, because it is a country formed by immigrants, people whose true discipline and hard work was actually brought to success, but they always have the need of sending money to a loved one, to a relative, to somebody who they left behind when they did when they took the decision of actually coming to Canada. Now, when we are talking about those people are most certainly to be unbanked. So they have to rely on different transfer methods that they tend to be slow, they tend to be to have a limited throughput, right? Many traditional payment methods and most cryptocurrencies can really handle more than 4 to 6 transactions, wasting resources in the meanwhile. They have a very high cost, right? Traditional payment methods attract higher transfer fees, breaking the backs of the consumers and merchants alike. And we are talking about consumers who actually have to very much work hard for their money, right? We are not talking about a middle high class. We are talking about the real pedestrian workers, you know, who are also the largest consumers on wire transfers abroad, right, across borders. And with traditional payment methods, transactions can take hours to days to actually reach finality. So they leave loopholes for consumers and merchants to lose resources as well. Now, this is all wrapped up on a very centralized nature of traditional payment systems, puts their customers at risk and, of course, for fraud. Now, the market opportunity for us, as we see, is merchant and consumers are
Sorry,
actively
George.
seeking. Yes.
Your time is up, so just quickly finish, and we have a question.
Absolutely. So we are actually looking to deliver to people, to the most largest amount of people across countries, from development to undeveloped countries, a fast transaction, high throughput, low cost, finality, and decentralized method of sending money across borders. Thank you.
Thanks. So any questions or suggestions, feedback? No? So you can share your contacts, yeah.
Yeah, just this is Jordan.
Yeah.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah.
Tolga, go
I
ahead.
don't have a question, but I actually have a feedback. The brand that you have designed is very similar to Dashcoin. My question would be like, you know that Dashcoin, right? So, do you think that there will be any, you know, problems with that?
No, not whatsoever, because we have our own coding, who has been built up from scratches using Haskell. And at the same time, the difference between Dollar and Dashcoin is that Dollar itself has in its corporate culture the people's needs to begin with. For example, why is the internet so slow? Because I'm actually in Bolivia, in South America, looking to close an agreement with the central bank here. And the same thing as my peers in Colombia, places like Pakistan, places where they have a lot of movement in immigration to, let's say, more developed countries. The idea is to have adoption where it's needed, not as a payment solution, once again, but as a people's solution for their everyday need.
I mean, for people that have no idea about, I mean, when you explain, I understand the differences, but for people who don't know anything about it, when they see, you know, the coins and the brands, you know, listed next to each other, in my opinion, they look very similar. So that's just my feedback.
You're saying the logos are very similar, Jorge.
Well,
that's it.
Unfortunately, I don't.
You thank him and you move on. Say, thank you, sir. I appreciate the input, and you move on.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. And time is up. Sorry. Yeah, we have to go next.
Thank you.
Thanks, George. So please close your presentation. Okay. So, and the next startup is Recruity Homes.
Hi. Great. Let me present my screen for do a full page. Can you see it? The problem slide?
Right. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. Well, hello everyone. My name is Amy Ding, the founder of Recruity Homes. We help turn renters into homeowners. Most of you today probably have a stable job, great savings, and some great credit as well. However, you still cannot afford a home. Does that sound familiar? The reality is you're not alone. Millions of Canadians are priced out of the housing market, and we're going to change that. Introducing Equity Homes, a tech-enabled rent-to-own platform that allows aspiring home buyers to rent their dream home today with the option to purchase later at a predetermined price. We help qualified renters purchase their dream home upfront, rent the home back to them on fixed monthly payment, a portion which helps them build up their down payment over time, and at the end of lease term, they have the option to buy back the home or cash out their savings. We are creating an alternative path to home ownership. Instead of leasing a car, why not rent a home to build wealth? And here is how it works today. We match aspiring homeowners, i.e. renters, with individual real estate investors. Those renters can pick any home for sale in realtor.ca. They can live in their dream home today, know exactly how much they will pay down the line, and spread out their down payment savings over the lease term. Likewise, real estate investors are attracted to our platform for three main reasons: a turnkey investment solution with savings on transaction costs upon exit, and more importantly, aligned interests with renters. We're currently targeting Greater Toronto area as a go-to market, and our target customers including young professionals, new families, and immigrants. We have 4 different revenue streams, a majority of which comes from realtor commission split and recurring 5% property management fees charged to investors. In terms of competition, we're not looking to replace conventional mortgage financing, at least not at the moment. There is a large underserved population that cannot get a mortgage today. 5 million single-family homes households are renting currently, and more than 2 million are creditworthy, and that is our addressable market. Compared with traditional rental operators, our offering is much more fair and flexible. On the other side of the border, Divvy Homes and Zero Down are piloting a similar model, and they both have raised hundreds of millions of dollars. That clearly showed a product market fit. Since launching in February this year, we have secured 10 individual investors, attracted close to 300 signups with minimum ad spend, less than $2 per sign-up. Over the next 6 months, our goal is to digitize the qualification process, get at least 1 transaction down, and raise a pre-seed/seed round. In 2021, we're planning to further build out the tech platform for property management, dashboard for investors, and leverage data to identify homes with the most capital appreciation potential. And our team has over 10 years experience across real estate, capital markets, product, and marketing, and we're well positioned to execute on this innovative financing model. And we're Equity Homes. We're creating a new path to home ownership. Now, who is ready to join our journey?
Thank you very much for that. I was going to ask, this is Dr. Janae Eisenstrass, and where is she there? Amy.
Yes.
I have a few questions around this model because this model actually is something that has been in the real estate sector for quite some time. And my computer did freeze, so I just want to make sure that I'm clear especially at the beginning part. One of the complaints has been around this model has been interest rates. Now, are the interest rates that are provided on the leasing going to be competitive enough with what exists already in the market? Because meanwhile, you're doing, with the rent-to-own model, I think some of the complaint that has been historic in this is that there seems to be integrated into agreements that are not as transparent. So how have you been able to mitigate having transparency so that way people are not being gouged in the process to home ownership?
Totally. We definitely are fully aware of the negative connotation associated with the rent-to-own, especially the traditional operators, and that's what we want to change. We want to offer a much more fair and flexible product to the renter, not just favorable to investors. However, we're doing that is our terms are much better than the traditional rent-to-own. I'll give you some examples. Traditionally, our competitor, they require renters to buy the home, i.e. obligation. In our case, it's option. And for the people default, I can't get a mortgage, walk away, they're going to lose all the initial deposit, they put it up front, and the monthly savings under the traditional rent-to-own operation. However, in our case, we refund them all the savings, so we only charge 2% of the home price as administrative charges. And all of those terms are going to be in our option to purchase agreement, and we actually recommend them to get their lawyer to check them out. And even before we actually help them go through the process, we explain all those different terms so that they know exactly what they get themselves into.
Excellent. Thank you for that clarification. And so the people that you've said that you currently have on this particular model, yes. What has been some of are they just starter homes, or have they been a variety of different type of properties?
It's actually the starter homes. So pretty much like majority of our customers, they are not looking for anything fancy. They just want a home they're able to call like actually like a forever home. They just want something they want to be able to pass on to their next generation. And that is totally the target we're trying to solve. We're trying to help people who need those type of services the most, not helping investors or others who want to get into $1 million home. And generally, because we're talking the Greater Toronto area, the sweet spot for the home price ranges from $300,000 to $600,000 for us.
Thank you, thank you. I'm actually in the Greater Toronto area, so that's why I was asking. Excellent. I'm excited to see where this goes.
Cool. Looking forward to keeping in touch offline as well.
Is your market limited to Canada only, Amy?
I mean, that's the start, but we definitely don't want to just, stay here. We do think housing affordability is a global issue, and we do have plans to expand internationally. And we launched in February this year, so we want to focus on the Greater Toronto area first. Once we establish the product market fit, and then we'll definitely want to expand into other cities within Canada and also internationally.
What is your current SOM size, SOM, serviceable obtainable market?
So basically right now in Canada only, like 5 million households are renting currently. And among
Just
those
the dollar signs, just give me the dollars and the cents. What's the size of your SOM in Canada?
In terms of dollar sum from our revenue perspective, this could be a $10 billion company.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Amy. Time is up and we are going next. Thanks for your presentation. So, and the next startup is Foresight Analytics.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, have you seen, thank you so much. And do you guys see the screen?
Yeah, it's good. Go ahead.
Great. Hi, everyone. My name is Nima. I'm the CEO of Foresight Analytics. What you're watching here is a 2016 Sprinter van, self-driving at the same level as a 2018 Tesla Model S. Back in 2016, our team built self-driving vehicles and eventually self-driving commercial vehicles as well. As the first private company licensed to test AVs on Ontario roads, we helped regulators draft policy and guidance. As we looked to scale, we faced one issue: insurance. Insurance companies didn't know how to insure a vehicle that wasn't fully driven by a human. We offered to share video and data from our vehicles to create an insurance product for self-driving cars. They explained that they lacked the ability to ingest and interpret this data, and that they're already struggling to measure just human performance, let alone autonomous vehicle performance, and that they were losing money on commercial fleets as a result. So faced with this limitation, we knew we had to address this massive problem. So we decided to address insurance first. So how do we bridge the gap? Intelligent connected auto insurance. Through the Foresight Analytics platform, insurers would be able to use video telematics from devices already installed in commercial fleets to measure risk by watching drivers drive. Our customers have access to our portal Foresight, where they're able to monitor the fleet's risk performance based on over 80 categories of incidents and risk factors. We provide access to this data and analysis in real time to support premium adjustments, adjudication, underwriting, and the rest of the insurance pipeline. Triggered reporting pushes notifications to insurers to keep them up to date about the risk in their fleets. So here's a sample of incidents identified by our detection model. You can see that the system is detecting environmental conditions such as wet roads. You can also see that the driver's performance in keeping the lane, which isn't doing a great job in this case, and instances such as following too closely. These are just a small sample of the data that gets collected by our system and used to tabulate the risk of a fleet. We do this by pulling video from telematics devices, normalizing it so that we can have consistency across whoever the video telematics source is, and then to run these videos through our models that, based on environmental detections or driving incidents, come up with a collision prediction. We pair those results with driver information and operating hours and predict a probability of different types of collisions and compare that against other fleets. This is how we come up with the predictive database price. The market size for this is huge, obviously in the global, but we're focused on the $21 billion construction, utilities, and deliveries market here in Canada. We can provide the most value here because there's a lot of risk that is not accounted for, and there's a lot of variability in pricing. So you might say, why hasn't this been done before? Insurance companies have always been interested in leveraging this information. However, they've never had the ability to ingest data from video telematics. And now we're giving them the tools to be able to ingest it. In addition, it allows them to be agnostic to their underlying fleets and telematics providers, as video can come from a myriad of telematics providers. On the other hand, telematics providers have been focused on the logistics aspects of the features that they provide to their fleets and can benefit from pairing their services with an insurance product so that together there's savings for their underlying fleet, as well as providing the same analysis back to the fleet so that they can make better judgments about how to operate a less risky fleet and therefore have lower insurance premiums. Now, there are a number of data aggregators.
I'm sorry, Nima, your time is up, so just finish.
Sure. If I can leave you with a thought, most of the people in this space do not have video, and that's what sets us apart by applying self-driving models to video. And that's why our analysis is better than anyone who's on the market. And if I can leave you with a single thought, autonomous vehicles are coming. There's no insurance product built for them. And Foresight's predictive analytics-based price is purely based on driving performance and is the key to providing comparable analysis between humans and machines. And we're creating the basis for AV insurance into the future. Thank you.
Thanks. So just 1 minute for questions left.
So I'm curious, it's Anton here from Green Sky Capital. How do you benchmark yourself against other competitors? And you've made a statement that video might be adding a lot of more value, a lot of additional information. How much? I mean, is it really that important?
Oh, it's huge. And we've done great studies to show this to our customers, such as Intact here in Canada, the biggest commercial insurance provider. We can show a TD app on one side for the same drive that our system also was monitoring. And you can see that the TD app caught people for stopping for someone cutting in front of them and calling that a harsh braking event, basically dinging them for that, while completely ignoring the fact that they rolled through stop signs, red lights, cut people off, because there's no way of detecting that without actually having a visual element of what happened on the road. So they're dinging them for things that they shouldn't be, and they're basically not catching the most dangerous activities in the drive.
Thanks. Sounds impressive. Would love to learn more offline.
Thank you.
A quick question here, Jessica. So with your Intact, what's the progress? What stage you are at? Basically working with these customers.
Yeah, so Intact's our first insurance customer, and they're looking to deploy on long-haul trucking that goes between Canada and the States. They've had a lot of issues with claim resolution, as well as just basically being able to monitor the risk. And we're basically providing a connected video telematics solution that gives them risk analysis combined. And they're pushing that to their customers. And we're well on our way to roll out about 500 premiums by the end of the year.
Okay. And what's the overall traction so far?
We've been in talks with the biggest insurance companies, obviously Intact, Aviva, and we think there's a lot of interest in this space because there's heavy investment already in this space, but only in apps and things of that nature where there isn't really great context into the data. So we're really taking a proven market and giving them the latest and greatest in intelligence and technology so that they can basically use video that's already accessible by all these vehicles with logistical reasons for why they have that telematics, and to provide deeper analysis to these insurers. They're really interested in information, but right now they're forced to use things like apps to get this information. But now they could basically go in, and there's a fleet that has video telematics installed. They're using it for logistical reasons, but now they just tap that same device, grab the API, and can use our analysis to make sense of it and to have really deep insights about the risk of that fleet as well.
Nima, how much cash into the company to date?
To date, we've raised about $500,000, but that's on the Xmatic side, and we bring some of that cash with us over to Foresight. But we also bring customers, technology, a team, and we also have existing investors that from the Xmatic side are going to be investing in Foresight.
So I don't get an answer. How much cash into the company to date?
$500,000.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Nima, for your presentation. So, and we have one startup left, and I would like to introduce you in mail.
Thanks, everyone.
Can you guys see my screen?
No, it disappeared. So.
Oh, let me do that again.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, thank you, everybody.
Make it full. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. Go ahead.
Well, thank you, everybody. My name is Jason Michaud. I'm the Chief Commercial Officer of iMail. I'm located in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. I lead the marketing and sales activities globally during this current seed round, as well as our strategic channel partnerships. And thank you, everybody, for allowing us to present today. I'll start my presentation. So iMail is a new type of collaboration messaging platform. We've, in the last 6 months, we have identified that people under the age of 24 really use messaging much more than email. So we've identified that there's a growth there. The main problem is people are using their personal instant messaging apps for work, which is a huge security issue. And with that, we noticed that companies were having issues with their data security, which is major fines that they were getting. Also productivity, which is really, especially during the pandemic right now with remote working, remote students, they were having issues with productivity. Standardization of your app, as well as knowledge management. So these are the 4 areas that we focus on problem to solve. And mainly our app has 2 product types. It has, the first product is our instant messaging and video conferencing collaboration and communication tool. And we currently provide that to enterprises, educators, and mainly government locations. I guess the differentiation of our company would be our conversational data AI. So our AI currently analyzes the sentiment and the climate of organizations to identify threats, identify changes, learning gaps, and that's fully operational as well today. And really, that's another of one of our opportunities is we sell our product with the chat and the video, but also we can sell our AI and license it to other applications similar to Microsoft Teams or Slack. The total team collaboration software market we look at is probably about a $12 billion serviceable market for us. We think that of that area that we, especially during COVID, we can accelerate very quickly. The 4 areas in kind of our global market capture plan, and we're kind of on our way, and we've exceeded our current KPIs, is we have a partnership with Zebra. They have close to 200 million users, as well as we're moving into different regions. And then we expect to go to IPO by Q1. Our revenue model is free, standard for $4, and then of course our enterprise version is $8. Currently, this is our traction, very exciting. In the last 3 months, we've joined 700 companies. We have 12,000 users of the application, and we have 2 main AI products. So we're pretty excited about getting to the next vertical. Some of the areas that we focus is on our security layers. That's why government and a lot of schools have been pretty excited about our product. So you can see that education is a big key focus for us right now. Also government and justice, and then telehealth and enterprise. And then some of our key differentiations is we believe we were the visionaries because of our AI technology and how it works with the collaboration suite. And that seems to be differentiating us in the current market. Our team is a pretty exciting team. Our chairman is Tink Taylor. He's also the founder of Dot Digital. They're about a 300 million euro company. Our CEO, Leonardo Valencio, he's been in the arena for the last 15 years. And as you can see throughout, most of our team is experienced in the tech world, and they've been on multiple startups. I think that's all I got.
Thank you. So, any questions or feedback?
So I'm struggling to see the main differentiation between something like Slack. Can you talk a bit more about that and how you guys differentiate yourselves between players in the market?
That's a good question. Thank you. So when you look at Slack, Slack is really focused on, it's similar with a collaboration suite, but they don't have a built-in AI that analyzes the sediment of conversational data. So that's the main differentiation from Slack. But we have created our product that we can integrate with other applications like Slack. So we're looking at 2 markets. One, our customers using our application for collaboration as a platform and a package with AI. Also, if they just want to utilize the AI platform within something like Slack or Microsoft Teams, they can. So we're not closing that door, but we've opened that door by having 2 options. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that's great. Thank you very much.
I actually want to understand the exact functionality under the AI that you're using.
Okay. So the AI that it's proprietary, developed in-house by our team. We currently, it analyzes the chat conversations within each of the groups. So it'll analyze groups as well as individuals. It'll identify threat sediment, and we have a dashboard that shows for a compliance manager, for an HR manager, the different threats as they go along. So the company is able to license the product and utilize it to identify this and customize the platform for their sediment.
And another one question. Tell me, please, how much time do you need to integrate your product to enterprise client?
The cloud version is automatic. Like after this event, you could download email from our website and start using it and adding your company. And we have quite a bit of traction so far. The AI component, we turn that on once we have a conversation with the different enterprises or educators to see exactly how they want it customized. So it's automatic. We do have an on-premises as well installation, which it takes up to about 3 days to do the installation. So there is that version as well. We usually use on-premises mainly for government organizations that are looking for a local install and allowing for access to the data in a more rigorous way and a little bit more of around compliance.
As far as I see, you use zero code platform, yeah?
Zero code?
Zero code, no?
No. Our platform is completely proprietary. I can send over the stack, what we use for our stack, but the platform is completely iMail's platform. The AI is proprietary developed. So one of our founders has been in the industry for about 15 years. He sold one of his companies, which was had almost 40 million units for cybersecurity and AI. So we utilized that his knowledge to build our application to service the markets.
And what about storage of data? Where is it?
We are on the Amazon storage. So we have 4 different locations globally. Because we have customers within the Europe, Middle East area, we have a platform, an Amazon server in India for the Eastern Hemisphere, and we have another one in the U.S. for the Western Hemisphere. So we have, as we grow, we'll add more locations, but currently we have 3 data centers. And then if they want it on premise, they usually install on their own servers within. So with our support.
Many thanks for your answers. As for me, you are the best. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Thanks, Jason, for your presentation. So thank you all startups for participating today. And thanks all judges for your time. And now I would like to jump on our panel discussion. And Sasha Johnson. Sasha, hello.
Hi, it's a pleasure to be here. So I've been in venture capital for a long time, obviously in Silicon Valley. That's what I'm dialing in from. And in my long investment.
That's what I need to do.
Can you hear me? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So I've been all over the world looking at potential centers of excellence, and each country has its own version of Silicon Valley. And of course, we can talk about whether it can be replicated or not, probably not. But what I'm saying that some countries, when they don't have a big technology market, all the startups from day one are oriented toward exploring the global market, and whatever they build, they understand they need to sell outside. And the good example of that will be Israel. Now, and then there are countries that can do both. There's the big enough domestic technology market, and they also are capable of coming up with technologies that the rest of the world will use. And Canada is that kind of a country. That in Canada, you can develop technologies and businesses, be it e-commerce or software, that can be consumed in the local technology market, or it can be a global player. Now, while it's we don't, at least I do not know of any unicorns that came out of Canada. Maybe you guys will correct me. Maybe somebody will show up. But I do know that in the last 3-4 years, there were investments up to $200-300 million into some of the companies, which appear to be capable of becoming a unicorn. And the most active industries from what we see from Silicon Valley, if we're looking into the Canadian market, will be software, it will be biotech, mostly pharmaceuticals, and e-commerce. So today I have 2 panelists with me, and we will talk about the investments, what changes we are observing during the pandemics. And I would like Victoria and Jordan, if you guys can introduce yourselves. Victoria, will you go first? And then we'll just jump into the conversation.
Hi, Sasha. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having me at your panel. As I mentioned, I am an associate at Expert Dojo. We are an international accelerator fund based in Southern California. We invest over 50 companies per year, and we look for startups around the globe, and we are pre-seed and seed stages. I am an advisor at Astia Angel Group and Green Hill Venture, which is a big investment banking and private equity and venture based in Boston and New York. I'm happy to be at this panel.
Perfect. Jordan?
Good afternoon, good morning. My name is Jordan Wabe. Pre-claim, qualifier, any opinions I express here are my personal opinions. It's not investment advice. So that's out of the way. I'm with the Silicon Valley Venture Group, a new group formed recently to help invest in companies that matter to humanity. Spent some time with Bay Angels, took on many interests in many investments. I'm also part of the investment banking group called Scorpion Capital and participated in the Andra Capital funding cycle. Personally, I'm a techie, engineer by education, spent 20 years with consulting, hardware, software, Cisco, Cooper Industries, CSC, and so forth. Left that business to retire, realized it's not going to work, got bored very quickly, so I joined a couple of startups. I realized startup life sucks. It's horrible. It's terrible.
Dear, you need to jump into what you do now.
1 second.
Otherwise, we won't have time.
Just 1 second, Sasha. So joined the investment group and realized that's where all the fun is, and that's where all the excitement is. So go ahead, Sasha. All yours.
Well, yeah. So we are getting to the fun part. What do we do when the game and the rules are being changed on us while the ball is at play? I personally have survived a couple of critical situations when it comes to investments in the Valley, but this one does look like they say, okay, start playing and we'll tell you the rules later, especially when they're an early stage investor. So Victoria, what has changed?
I don't understand the question, Sasha. Can you clear the question?
The question is, what has changed in your investment process since March? Being an early stage investor, like Victoria said, your pre-seed, seed. So what has changed for you in your investment process?
I should say that the amount of deals that as a firm we invested, it increased because we saw the opportunities. Amongst a few VCs, we see that this pandemic created the opportunity for us to take a pie in some startups that we never could have, invested in. However, because of, kind of a constraint around the investment and lower valuation, we got the opportunity to invest in startups that they were more advanced than an accelerator, or their valuation was much higher. In terms of the industries, what we focused is more the industries that they have more impact, like education, retail, biotech, medtech. These are the industries that we see that there are broken industries somehow, and they need some huge, kind of transformation. And we see startups that they are amazingly doing great in those fields, and we focused in them. However, certain industries like cybersecurity and gaming, that they are booming in this industry, we actually invest in them, we look into them closely and we invest in them as well. However, personally, the industries that they have a community, we focus on.
Yeah, okay. Jordan, you said you were a player. So what do you see? Is it echo on my part? I just heard this echo.
Yeah, there's an echo on your side, Sasha.
So let me jump in and announce that we'll announce our winner after the panel discussion. So stay with us till the end of today's event. Thank you.
All right, so Jordan, back to you. Yeah, you are a techie. And tell me, how can you evaluate the deep technology of a company presenting to you online? How do you do your due diligence now? Like,
it hasn't changed very much for us. We have been doing online since day one in the last 3 years. The last 2 stages is where you meet the companies and work with them. So we're going to get past that. We're going to get over that. We're going to do everything online until we can meet. The process itself has changed significantly. First of all, we took a pause and we're waiting for all the weak companies to drop. All the ones that are just barely making are not good investments. We also focus on companies that have raised money and were successful in managing that money in the good days. We cut off all the foo-foo companies. online gaming, cannabis, anything that doesn't add value to humanity, got rid of it immediately. Esports, all that stuff, that doesn't help humans right now. What we focus on is investment opportunities that are not short-term lived. We're not looking for the other raise, the other hype. We're looking for something that's gonna last more than 12 months. Examples are health tech, bio, ed tech. However, for us, the focus is on what's gonna make a difference in June 2021 and after, because there's a lot of fuzz, there's a lot of confusion, and most investors are just guessing at it right now. Last but not least, we're not looking for valuation investments. We're not gonna suck the blood out of those companies because they are down. We're here to pick them up, not to suck their blood because they're down. We don't wanna kick them. So that helped us a lot in the investments we're making right now.
Mm-hmm. Well, Jordan, you are speaking to my heart. I actually believe that the whole venture capital industry will be changing in the sense that we are responsible for companies we create, because they will be changing our lives for the better, and they at least will have to. It's beyond financial returns. Having said that, I do see an like huge jump in investments in the gaming industry. And I know, Victoria, you mentioned that you do look at those companies. And arguably, when people spend all this time online and they're stuck at home, they do need some kind of an outlet. And arguably, you know, I do have like 2 sons who love playing video games, and we have those arguments at home all the time, that it's better to maybe spend 2-3 hours doing something creative like that versus turning to other stuff. Better than alcohol, I think, for sure. But anyway, Victoria, will you mention, when you said you invest in gaming companies, what kind of a gaming technology would you be attracted to?
In terms of a gaming, we are more focused on companies that they have some sort of long-term attraction. Personally, I look into the women gaming space recently. I noticed that certain companies, they are focusing to change the gaming for women, because during this pandemic, as you mentioned, there's so many people, they are looking for, you know, some sort of fun because retail was, you know, going down. So women spend more time and they became more interested into gaming. However, gaming has been designed originally more focused toward the male dominated. So personally, when I look at the companies with a great technology, I look at that how much of this, you know, gaming is going to focus on women. So I am scouting for, you know, gaming for designed for women, or at least, you know, it's the 50-50% designated toward the men and women, because this is the industry that it's booming, and at the moment it's not very focused towards women, and that's you know, kind of my focus at this stage.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I know that the companies are waiting for the results, and I don't want to bore them with our conversation. But if you were to, like, can you tell me what was the latest investment check you have written into which company? You don't need to name the names, but Jordan, we'll start with you. What was the latest investment you've made during the pandemics?
Oh, we haven't.
Yeah, so
yeah, we haven't. Since February, we haven't taken any investments. We're feverishly looking for companies that are going to enable the enterprise to stand up virtually. Right. We're going to have to live with a COVID environment where companies, small, medium, and large, have to manage their COVID status. That is going to be a big winner in many fronts, in data and security, in physical management of people, and so forth. So we're looking at 2 companies right now. Cannot name the names. They know who they are. Looking at anywhere from 150 to 250 per, and hopefully by in October, November, we would make a final decision based on their performance.
Right, because what you described, we call it here the triage. When you look at your portfolio and you have to make those hard choices, that you just know that some of the companies just won't survive, and you preserve your resources and you support the ones that have a chance. And when somebody wants to get a new investment, then you look at them, adding all the new requirements. I've noticed that if you look at the amount of money, the number itself of investments is staggering. What happened in Silicon Valley in the second quarter, which is during the pandemics, the capital invested in startups was higher than the whole 2019 combined. But if you look at what deals got that money, they're all later stage deals. These are the deals that, they survive whatever, and they already have a cushion, and writing a check for 100 million, 200 million, that's what made up those huge numbers. But Victoria, you're saying that you are still actively writing checks, and I'll tell you, you are going against the trend, and you're one of those rare investors who are still supporting companies in the early stage. It's just bravo, and I applaud you. Can you name, without naming names, what company?
The couple of companies that we invested, one of them is in pre-seed, specifically designed AI with the product that it's diagnose sickle cells in bio. And the next one is in agri-tech, women founder, family, actually, beautiful company that they are changing the supply chain management in agriculture. And the third one is the company based in Africa that they're trying to create a, kind of a next economy based on the coupon. From spending that coupon from gas stations to banks to Uber to, and they are kind of creating a new economy around it. And maybe later on we see that they create their own token as well. So let's see. But the fundamentally African companies, they are growing very well alongside the Israeli firms as well. And we kind of like to take a pie and we'll help them to kind of expand in every countries in Africa.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's great. You both are doing like really. I'm happy to hear that there's still early stage investors, and when the industry, like every crisis will bring this cleansing process, obviously. And if startups are sometimes worried that they don't get enough investments, let me tell you that the same is happening with venture funds. The venture funds operate only if we get exits and return money to our investors. So we're in the same boat here. And if you pitch to an investor and for some reason they're taking longer than usual, understand that, because we need to figure out how to return money to our investors. But otherwise, if we have any questions, we'll take one or two, and Anastasia will tell us if we have a question. If not, then thank you very much for your very sincere assessment of the situation, and I'm anxious to hear who the winner of today's competition is. Anastasia, what do you think? Is there a question?
Thanks. Yeah, thanks, Sasha. We have results already. Yeah, thanks, Jordan and Victoria. It was very interesting. Thanks for your time. And so now we have a results and we have a winner. So based on according to the judges voting, the third place goes to Recuity Homes. Congrats. So, and the second place goes to InMail. Congratulations, Jason. Congrats.
And the first one?
Yes, and the first place goes to Foresight Analytics.
Oh.
Ooh, congratulations. And I would like to tell a word for Alexander Soroka.
Thank you, Anastasia. Thank you, everybody, for coming for today's event, especially to our judges who spent their valuable time and giving startups valuable advices today. And so probably, Anastasia, we need to talk about our next events, information
So
about
yes,
next events.
let me share with you. Our next event will be in July 23rd.
So it's
United.
our last but not the least event in this session of Unicorn Battles. So please join us on this event. And don't forget to add our upcoming finals 3 days to your calendars. It was
Anastasia, can you show the finals, the dates of the finals? Do you have information?
Yeah, sure. So
Yeah,
Anastasia,
sure.
share. So we'll have an Asian Day on July 28th, the European Day on July 29th, and the American Day on July 30th.
Are they all the same companies or are they just different time zones?
Jordan will share the startups menu.
No, Jordan, it will be the same companies, but for every time zone, because it will be, yeah.
So we just need to attend one. We don't need to
Yeah,
attend.
yeah, you don't need to attend all three. Yeah, but it will be 50 startups. It's all-day event, so be prepared.
Yeah, gladly. When I signed up, it required me to sign up for all 3 time zones on the form.
Okay.
You are free to choose everyone. If you would like to attend all of them, we are more than happy to see you.
I have to do other things too.
Yeah, we understand. Thanks, Jordan.
You can choose just other options and set no for several days. Yeah, and choose just one day.
But better to say yes. So thank you so much for joining
Thank you
us.
all. Yeah, thanks for joining us today. And now the official program is closed. Thank you for everyone, and see you to our next event.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you all. Have a good evening.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you all to attend our event. So bye for now and see you on our next event.